Hey,
Hi.
you ready?
I am.
Welcome to the Say Michael podcast. Hey,
Hey.
welcome to the Say Michael podcast. This is bonus episode 3. Me, myself, and Bly. It's gonna be a great one because we're here talking about the coronavirus, COVID-19, right?
Yes.
But just so I say, this is the Say Michael podcast, one man's attempt at business, family, and comedy. I am your host, Michael Agbajan. And thank you for joining me. We have a very special guest, very special guest, as I've already mentioned, the beautiful, the wonderful, the best friend anyone could ever have,
Oh,
Blythe Agbajan. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm all right. Look,
You all
I'm
right?
not gonna even lie.
Why? What's going on?
What do you mean? Have you been watching the news lately? A lot has been going on.
Are we officially quarantined?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But today was my last day at work.
Oh man.
I know.
But see, they called you to go in, and then they said you're going to be off, and then they said no, come back to work,
Yeah.
and then they said no, stay out.
They played
What's
us.
what's the decision making there? Because everything seems to be coming to a halt when it comes to this particular like pandemic. It's a little
Yeah.
scary.
It is. I mean, a lot of stores are closing for 2 weeks. Some stores are closing for a month. And then you have some stores are like reducing the store hours. So,
You're talking about Gucci.
no, all of Gucci in North America has officially closed as of today.
Wow. I wonder. How does it work? Like, is it that we're gonna officially stop? Y'all gonna officially stop for 2 weeks, and then from there y'all gonna kind of revisit?
Yeah.
You think it might be longer?
I feel like it will be. A lot of schools are already closing for like a month, 2 months. So I feel like it's going to be a lot longer than what they're telling us. They're just saying as of now, it's going to be 2 weeks. And then, we'll check in every few days and then let y'all know if y'all have to be out longer, which I feel like we will be. Because in New Orleans, the Gucci store there, they're already closed for a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure we'll be.
Closed for 1 month.
Mhm.
Why is there? Why is there?
I think it's
different?
really bad in New Orleans, the virus. 4 people already died.
What?
Total. Yeah.
How old? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I didn't even ask. My mom has been keeping me updated.
Man,
I know.
that's wild. So, what are you gonna do in this?
Ooh.
Would you consider this a vacation, staycation? What is this?
See the weird part? Okay, let me let y'all know.
Oh my god.
We haven't had a vacation since we can't even tell you when. What, last year, July, we went to California for a family's wedding. And that kind of wasn't really a vacation because we all brought our kids. So that's never a vacation. So we actually plan to go to Mexico next week. Mind you, we still haven't even canceled because I'm praying and hoping that this ends by like 7 o'clock tonight.
Hold on, you're praying and hoping that the whole virus situation
Yeah,
stops?
Like I'm hoping like in 3 hours they're like, you know what, we find a cure. You guys enjoy spring break.
Hold on, so are we on for this vacation?
No, we're not. I'm just hoping that, something changes.
What is going to turn around?
You
in
never
this?
you never know. You look.
I feel like everything is starting to trickle down to where everything is almost coming to a full halt.
I know
You know?
it is. I mean, I just have to come to realization that this trip is not going to happen and just go ahead and cancel it and start planning.
Cancel or
what we're gonna do.
postpone?
Well, postpone, of course. To when, I have no clue. They don't even know when this is going to end.
Man, this is a wild time because there's this my CPA. She's this. I would say she's somewhere around 55, probably close to 60.
Yeah.
And she said that she's never seen anything like this in her lifetime.
That's scary.
Yeah, and it makes me think that, like, I don't know. It makes me question what's really going on, just because, I don't know anybody with it. I haven't seen like I seen a few little videos of people in the hospital,
Yes.
going through it. But then you have some people who are just kind of like, like Idris Elba.
Yeah, he just announced that he has it.
Yeah, he looked all right. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. We are hearing about the deaths, but what about the people who had it and they don't have it anymore? Like,
I don't hear nothing about
that's what
them.
I'm saying. So is this like as serious as we should take it, or should we just be like, nonchalant about it? Like, how should we take it? I don't know how to feel. I'm so confused about this virus.
That's I feel like a state of confusion is a dangerous place to be in,
Yeah.
because you don't really know who to trust, what to trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Only thing I guess to trust is that, the government gonna send them checks. That's the only thing.
I thought you was gonna say like God got our back or something.
Yeah, because that I'll trust. But
Look, they saying 1,000 per adult. It's 2 adults in this house.
yeah, we might have to include Kenzo and Idol. No, I'm playing.
Like, we could change them birth certificates
Oh,
real
my
quick.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the craze around the whole situation? Like, okay, you seen it in the malls, and then you seen it in the grocery stores, right?
Well, okay, so last week on my normal day off, I get 2 days off a week, and I normally deep clean on one day, grocery shop on the next day. So last Thursday when I was off, normal day to go grocery shopping, I normally go 8:30 in the morning. And I go, and I notice there's a little bit more people than normal. It's usually nobody in there but me and a few elderly people. But this time it was a little bit more people. And I'm just doing my normal grocery shopping, and I just see people just grabbing stuff off the shelves.
People getting beat up.
Yeah.
Over this.
People are panicking, and it made me panic a little bit. I'm like, I normally buy like a box of oatmeal. I'm over here grabbing like 2 boxes. I usually grab like a bag of popcorn. I'm like, let me just grab 2. Because I see people just grabbing stuff. I saw one guy with the shopping cart had like 6 containers of bleach. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I should grab a little bit more than usual. But then I was like, okay, don't panic. Just grab what you need. Grab what you usually get. Just get 2 of everything that you normally get.
Look. We got to clear up an assumption. People are assuming that when one person goes out to purchase, let's say, 20 milk cartons, right?
Which milk has an expiration date.
Okay.
FYI.
I'm about to trump you on the assumption.
Okay.
People assume that that person's buying it for themselves and that they don't have a business.
Well, that too. That's what I thought. Okay, well, maybe they're buying it in bulk so they can resell it.
Not even resell it. Like, for example, my mom, she's getting those paper towels,
Yes.
paper towel rolls for
The school. I'm
the
sure.
school.
Right.
And, each booth, has its own paper towel. So you're looking at probably needing 20 or so paper towel rolls, per trip. So that's
Right.
every week or 2 weeks, right? So she's going in and she sees all the paper towels. So she just gets all of them.
Right.
Because she needs all of them.
Right.
Then when she pulled up to check out, they said, oh, you're only allowed to have 3. So she had to put back the remaining. But I know people would assume
Right.
that, oh, look at her, she's hoarding all the paper towels. And when people see all the milk, I'm like, okay, that person could have some type of a bakery or a shop
yeah.
or something that they want to make sure they have enough. I don't think that
Right.
these are individuals who are saying, and now I'm not speaking for everybody.
I was
just
about
know,
to say, because there are some individuals who are doing that.
yeah, one guy, he went all across town. I forgot where he's from. And he hoarded all the hand sanitizer, and then he
Tried to resell it on Amazon.
on Amazon, and they blocked him or something like
Yeah,
that.
because he was charging like $20 for hand sanitizer. Like, come on, people. Like, during this time, we should be taking care of each other. Like, he should be going to his neighbors and saying, hey, do you need some hand sanitizer? I have some. I'll sell it to you for $1. But people are trying to profit off this, and it's just kind of crazy.
It's weird because I feel indifferent about it because I'm thinking
Of course.
he's kind of hustling, right?
He is hustling, but it's not right. It's wrong.
It's not right. So there is no, during a crisis, there's no, you shouldn't try to take advantage when it comes to like
Yeah, of the stock
the
market.
demand.
The stock market I would take advantage of. But as far as like, stuff that we need
Necessities.
to stay safe and healthy from this virus, I feel like
That's wrong.
Yes, that's kind of messed up.
I agree. Yeah, because a guy last week or a few days ago, he got stabbed in the chest.
I saw that.
Yeah, and they're fighting over water, and the
That's
guy
crazy.
who wanted to take the water from him, like broke a wine glass
And stabbed him.
and stabbed him in his chest.
People are crazy.
Man, this is wild.
Yeah.
Even me, I'm trying to think, okay, how do I don't have a particular, I don't even know how you could particularly plan for something like this, because
No.
it seems like everything's coming to a slow crawl. Like it's going to start affecting everybody. Because even if you're in I would consider a recession proof type business, this is a different type of recession.
It is. Yeah.
This is where everything pretty much takes a pause.
I agree.
So no one's really spending, whereas in other recessions, people are kind of changing like their behavior as far as where they spend their money.
Right.
They, instead of going to, Trader Joe's, they might go to Kroger.
Exactly.
But in this case, it's like, okay, you might not have a job or something that's going to pay you for the next month
Right.
to whoever knows. So everyone's kind of hoarding their money, cashing out of the stock market, and even for us, the Water Boys, I'm thinking, all right, like how do we, like, I guess stave off this particular slowdown? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I do want to create some type of a promotion that's a full interior, disinfecting, service.
That's smart though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
That's smart.
It's
Taking
gonna-
advantage of, because people need that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna be driving around, going to grocery store to grocery store, or taking your kids to, I don't know, the park just to kind of get out the house for a little bit. They're definitely gonna need to like sanitize their car.
Yeah, sanitize the
professionally.
interior, get it really clean. I think that's gonna be good. And then even for the barber school, right now it's more of, we're on like voluntary attendance. So
Yeah.
we haven't fully stopped. And the same thing is similar to the daycare where the boys are at.
Yes.
They haven't actually stopped.
Stop yet.
Because Dallas ISD is completely,
They're done.
they're done. Like they're shut down. I think
Yeah.
they extended spring break for another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, I feel like, okay, what is there to do? What would you suggest is a way to use your time very wisely? Not only if you have kids, but just in general, if you like, are trying to keep yourself busy, because the internet.
Oh man, you got to stay off the internet. I mean, I know at this time people are like glued to their phones, but for me, since we were gonna go on vacation next week anyway, I already have like a list of home improvement things that I want to do around the house. I have a bunch of picture frames I want to hang up. Some fixtures I want to put up. Cleaning the garage. We've been talking about doing a garage sale for a while, so definitely deep cleaning the garage. The boys have so many toys they don't even touch. I cannot wait
So you want to do a
get
garage
rid of
sale?
it. Oh yeah, definitely.
I
I
think
mean,
it'll
why
be-
not make a little money while
Oh
we
my
here?
God. Hopefully people come with some money.
Well,
Come over here trying to trade.
People are spending. So you guys know I work at Gucci, and we closed the doors a little bit early yesterday. People were upset. They're yanking at the door like, "We need to come in and buy." I'm like, "Y'all need to save every little penny y'all got." Like,
My brother, Cosmo, he said that he, like this last, what's today? Today's Tuesday. I think this last Friday was his busiest day ever.
wow.
So I was like, is he kind of protected from this whole thing? Because, he does graphic design, websites. And, for some reason on that particular day, people were just like blowing them up. They need,
Yeah.
so I feel like it's almost the same thing as far as people trying to say, okay, I'm gonna start that thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is a good time too.
This
especially-
is such a good time.
Yeah, if you have a business in mind that you've always wanted to do, this is like a great time to actually start it. Go ahead and get that website together and go to GoDaddy and buy the, what is it when you buy the
Domain.
domain? Like, this is like the perfect time to start it.
Do you feel this particular break that Corona's putting us in?
Mm-hmm.
You feel like it's much needed, or do you think it's?
Okay.
Do you like what are the advantages of this, or like the
Mm-hmm.
disadvantages?
I mean, I feel like it is a much needed break in a way, because it does bring the families together. you know, as far as like us with kids, we can be a little bit more creative with like family time. But then I feel like people who don't have a partner or children, I wonder what they're going through. Like, do they read more books, or is it just like a lot of social media, a lot of like Netflix? Like, what do you do when you're by yourself? Like, do you go visit family because they're saying no? Try not to,
Interact.
interact. So what do you do when you're on your own,
I think you can visit particular people, but just not go bumping around in social
house to house. Yeah.
Well, is it house to house? Or I'm talking about like if you go to, let's say, Main Event, or let's say you go bowling. That's like I'll consider like a cesspool in this particular situation.
Right, exactly.
But as far as going to your house, I mean your family's house, and y'all playing some type of like games or something like that, I feel like that isn't.
See, I'm nervous about that too, because who's to say someone in the family might have the virus and they're not showing symptoms until a few days later, and you all of a sudden you coughing. So it's like,
okay, what happens when you do get it?
That's the thing. We don't know.
Do you call
treat it like a cold? Do we treat it like a flu? Like, do we take medicine for it?
You don't go to the hospital, do you? No. Only if you're.
I feel like you go to the hospital or you get tested, but then I feel like you go home and you stay home. I don't think you stay in the hospital unless it's like really bad.
Yeah, they're watching this guy who tested positive in the hospital, and he's choosing not to self-quarantine.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't care," and now
he doesn't.
Yeah, and the police are guarding his home and following him everywhere he's going. But like, what do you do for people who are endangering everybody else? Because some people, they don't give a fuck about all this. You know what I mean? Like, they don't care when it comes to, like if they get any other people sick. Remember when, I'm not sure if this is like when AIDS started or HIV started, but there's people who particularly go out and infect women, like they purposely go out to see how much damage they could do.
Right.
And, I think there's cases where people go to jail for like attempted murder and things like that, and, I feel like this kind of applies to this particular, gentleman's situation, but it's hard to tell because you can't really force somebody against their will, or can you?
I feel like you can.
Right? To what? Like arrest them?
Yeah. If you know you're sick and you're told to be in your home so you won't get, others infected, because this virus, kills people. So if you know that you have it and you're going out and you're interacting with people, someone can possibly die, getting this virus from you. I feel like you could be arrested from it. I mean, arrested if you had it.
Man,
I feel like you should.
I get that. I'm just thinking, like, how do you force somebody? Like, you can't force someone to stay in their home.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's probably why they're sitting outside of his house. That's the only way they can force them,
Man, that sucks. I wonder what's going on in the hospitals. I hear about how crazy it is in the hospitals because everyone's in a panic. Because if you think it's bad, in the grocery stores, then imagine how bad it is in hospitals.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really bad.
And people are not even sure if masks, because I think masks don't even help because it's not airborne.
Yeah.
And you're putting the mask on with your hands. So, I guess this is the most I've ever washed my hands ever.
It's like every 30 minutes, I'm like, my hands are raw. They're like, they're bleeding.
Yeah, I get ashy.
So
and
you're like constantly putting lotion on. Then
I got to wash it again. And it's kind of annoying because, I know everything I look at is germs almost.
Oh yeah.
Same. And it's hard to not look at things as if like if, for example, if I touch a door, then I'm like, don't touch my phone.
I know.
Or then when I touch my phone, like, oh man,
you gotta spray the phone down and
then at a location there's a where you want to go in the garage, you press a button so it could come down, and when I press the button, I literally like hold my hand in the air. In tear, because I'm like, man, half it's on my finger.
I know. It's like you don't want to touch nothing.
Yeah, and I just want to. I feel positive and negative about this. The thing that I see negative about this whole coronavirus thing is that everyone's just so confused. No one really has a place to get answers, because not only are we flooded with completely nonsensical like memes that are just, you know, making fun of the whole situation, which is good because, you know,
brings laughter.
Yeah, it brings levity to the whole situation, and, you know, brings a little, I guess, joy to it during a time like this. But then you have like mixed messages with the news, because, you know, Trump wasn't even prepared to execute some of these things, because most of the wars he's battled are his own political wars, you know, but this is something that I guess he didn't see coming. I don't think anybody really saw it coming. And this is really, to me, a test of how you could lead people out of this, because there's just so much confusion. But the positive I see is that, you know, it gives people a much needed break without, you know, like without everyone else kind of like moving ahead. Does that make sense? Kind of
it does.
You know, like, okay, when it rains, you know, the car wash, right? Like, you know, it's not like cars are going to other car washes. It's just like everything kind of stops business wise for me. So I'm like, so it's kind of like a break, because it doesn't really affect me. It's not like they're going to other people's businesses and patronizing other people's businesses. I feel like this is kind of the same thing for now people who need to really work on something, whether it be their craft or be, you know, creative, or how they're going to like take advantage of these next 2 weeks of people kind of like taking a break.
Right.
You know, to maximize themselves, because I feel like this is a much needed break for everybody, but no one wants to take an L though.
See, I felt the same way too, especially with work. We have goals that we have to hit, and I love to, you know, do way better than I did last year. So this year I set a goal and I mapped it out, and I'm, you know, on track until now. And I'm just like, this is going to set me back. But then I'm thinking it's going to set everybody back.
Yeah, it's going to set everybody.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, because there is going to be a time where, you know, if you prepared yourself, whether it be, if you prepared yourself financially,
right,
you know, you can really take advantage of what's to come, you know, and, you know, that's with the stock market, because now everything's super discounted,
right,
you know, and I feel like anybody who is looking to invest, you know, I feel like I would say, what's today's date? Today's the 17th. So I'll say by the end of March, people will know, okay, is it going to continue or is it not? Because, you know, right now the stock market has taken it's gone so far down that they had to like do emergency halts on it just so it doesn't keep plummeting.
Right.
And I feel like by the end of March is going to be the perfect opportunity for those who are financially ready to go into the stock market, because everything's super discounted.
Right.
You know, like, so Netflix, if people haven't got on Netflix, or even Tesla or Adidas, you know, those things, you know, those stocks are particularly like discounted. Right. And one that's really good, really big is a company called Zoom.
Never heard of them.
So, you know, there's a hashtag going on called work from home, you know?
Oh, okay.
So right now, because everyone has to change from going into work to working from home, you know, they need to be able to have these conference calls and all that, right?
Right.
Now, I think it is not Salesforce. It's dang, I forgot the name of it. But either way, Zoom is like an easier way to I forgot the name of that company that does it.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, we'll come too late. Yeah, and Zoom is making it easier for people to do conference calls and meetings from home.
Okay.
And their stock has just plummeted. I mean, not plummeted, skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So those are like opportunities, but, you know, I'm thinking other type of opportunities, like creative opportunities, you know, to, you know, anybody who is in the arts, you know, for them to finally have quiet time.
Right, exactly.
And to figure out how, because this is going to test you to see how creative you are, you know?
This is true.
Yeah, and, you know, everyone right now is more likely thinking in a negative sense, but how many opportunities do we have like this where we could, you know, actually focus
on what's important?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Because friends you haven't reached out to in a while, you can actually like talk to them, FaceTime them, because we got all the time in the world.
Slack, that's the name.
Oh, see? Told you.
Yeah, Slack. So Slack has been plummeting and it's kind of staying flat. Whereas Zoom is easy. So whenever you want to start Slack, it's really difficult. It's a learning curve.
Gotcha.
But Zoom, you could just kind of, so most companies like this week, Zoom was the number one app in the App Store.
Wow.
Slack was the number 120, like
the bottom of the barrel.
yeah, exactly. So that's another stock opportunity. But like you're saying, like gives you focus time. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, it just gives you more time to just focus on what's important, bonding with your partner, more date nights. We actually could like get dressed up, but like have
Go
dinner
where?
at home, like a candlelit dinner.
I guess people really thought they're homebodies, but now they're really finna be tested.
Oh, you about to be tested.
Yeah, are you really a homebody?
But see, I've never been a homebody. So I know this is a huge test for me because every time we have a vacation, my mom is always in town. So she's here with the boys and then we still get to do like what we need to do or want to do. So this is like a test for us because now we're actually going to be here with the boys. Us just here with the boys.
Man, that's a lot.
So, I already have a schedule planned out of what we're going to do,
As far as like teaching.
Mrs. Agbajan, Mr. Agbajan is how
Oh,
they're going to
that's-
address us. Like, we're going to be in here teaching. They're
yeah.
going to be learning. Like, it's,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that.
a lot of structure going on because I don't want them to, just take this as like free time. I feel like they're going to get spoiled. 'Cause, when they get sick and they're home for like 2 or 3 days and,
Oh, man.
they don't want
yeah.
to go back to school. I hate school. I don't want to do this. I don't do that. It's like they get so spoiled. So I guess if we keep the structure going, with them waking up at a certain time and breakfast and learning and then playtime, I feel like, I feel like it'll be good.
Yeah, and people are like, man, I hate that the gym's closed. I'm like, you never even went to the gym like that. Talking
Don't even know what the gym looked like on the inside.
Oh, man. Just when I was about to hit the gym, I was like,
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
can still go running around the block.
My brother had to go run. He doesn't like cardio.
Oh, he does work out. Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that.
And
Yeah.
he's like, now he can't go because he'll go to 24-hour fitness.
At like 3 a.m.
Yeah, every day.
What person who has 2 kids under 2 goes to the gym at like 3, 4 in the morning? Your brother.
Yeah, no, he has that discipline to
He does.
to
Shout
do
out
it.
to big bro, little bro.
Yeah. But it is gonna give because you said you want to get on the workouts.
Well, I've already started working out. I kind of slacked off a little bit this past week just because I've been so stressed out with everything going on. But I've been working out already starting January. As you guys know from my first episode, it's all about just taking care of myself this year. So I've been doing a lot of that.
Yeah, how is that
It's
going for
going
you?
good. I've been this
I've been keeping you really happy, right?
You have, yes, you definitely have. But it's just more like, I go to, I get a facial. I go to the spa once a month.
You got a colonic recently.
Oh, I did. I got a colon cleanse. Y'all, I've been wanting this for a really long time. Now, I don't recommend it
Why? Tell me.
because it's uncomfortable.
Just because it's uncomfortable, you don't recommend?
Yep. 45 minutes of pure pain and discomfort. Yeah, but it's worth it.
What does it feel like when you?
It just feels like TMI. Like you feel bloated and gas. Just it's really uncomfortable, and you have to kind of massage while it's happening to kind of get everything out.
Do you see your stomach start to fill up?
Yes, you do, because there's a tube that's inserted and there's water that goes through your colon, and you can see your stomach literally fill up and you can feel it. And so that's when you have to press on your stomach and you release everything, and it's about 45 minutes. So it's a little uncomfortable, but afterwards, the next morning when I woke up, my stomach was on flat. Now I got 2 kids, so I know I look skinny on the outside, but and so when I woke up that morning, I woke you up at like 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, babe, look at my stomach.
Super excited.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't look like this since before we had kids.
Yeah.
So and then you get a lot of energy because I stopped drinking coffee. Well, I used to drink coffee every day, sometimes twice a day. I do it maybe like twice a week just to kind of, for a little tasty taste. But you get a lot of energy. It helps with your skin. It clears up your skin. So it has a lot of like benefits for you. It gets all the toxins out. So I want to do it maybe like once every maybe 3 or 4 months. Again, I don't recommend it, But if you have a high tolerance of pain, do it. I mean, I do. So.
But see, you consider yourself a person with high tolerance of.
I do. Yeah. I mean, I have tattoos. I've had piercings. So I have a high tolerance. It's not painful. It's just uncomfortable for 45 minutes. That's a long time.
Is it recommended for men?
I read that it is recommended for men because of colon cancer. So I would definitely take you next time.
For real?
Yeah, I did read that.
It helps prevent?
I don't know if it helps prevent. See, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But I did read that. So I think it is good to get your colon cleansed because men, you are at high risk for colon cancer. So I think it does help clear the colon and, get all the gunk out. So yeah.
Man, I'm so excited. You know why?
Why?
Okay, you're not a stay-at-home mom.
Oh my God.
But I feel like the next 2 weeks.
Y'all are gonna.
Yeah, because look, it gives me time to, like, she could help me. Because look, again, she's my blind spot detector. So she could tell, like, I always reach out to Bly to help me kind of like make sure I'm thinking things through. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the next 2 weeks, I have to really take advantage of that. You know?
You do. I mean, look, I'm here. I'm going to be helping.
You say that now.
No. I'm here for sure. Even when I'm at work and he's calling me, I'm like, I'm with the client, but I got 2 minutes. What's up? I always take the time to talk to you, but the kids are going to be excited too. They love when I'm at home, before they get home from school. So to see how this stay-at-home mom thing is going to be, I mean, I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous.
I mean, don't think there's going to be a forever thing.
No, trust me. I'm not a homebody. So even today, we went to work this morning and they told us we were closed. So we were only there for an hour. And then I come home and I'm like, I don't even know what to do.
With your time?
With my time. Like, I'm just kind of sitting around because I'm just like, tomorrow was supposed to be my off day. I already had everything scheduled, everything planned, what I was going to do. So now today I'm just like, what do I do? So I'm just looking out into the backyard. Yeah.
So tomorrow you get to sleep in?
No, what is sleeping in?
Oh.
What is sleeping in? I'm just
yeah, I know about sleeping in.
Yeah, because we still have the boys. They're still in school, so I still have to get up at a certain time to make sure they're prepared and ready for school. So yeah, I haven't slept in since before they were born.
But at least you get to go back to sleep.
This is true, but with my new colon cleanse, I've had a lot of energy. So yeah, I don't get to take naps like that.
And you're like pescatarian, so.
Oh yeah, I stopped eating meat in December too. So that's been going really well. I'm a little nervous though, because I'm like, what am I supposed to eat now that everything may be closing?
Spinach.
I know, and just like fish. So boring.
Yeah, but there's a lot of I'm thinking about like how we maybe should like start up again with HelloFresh.
Somebody mentioned that today at my job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea too, because you already have at least 3 meals planned for the week, which I already have our meals planned, but this is like a nice way to have something that we don't necessarily have.
Yeah, HelloFresh is a what do you call it? A delivery meal, like
meal prep service.
Meal prep. Well, they give you all the ingredients. You cook it yourself.
Yeah.
We did it for how long?
Well, we did it for like a year, but this is kind of when they first started.
Mm-hmm.
So after maybe like 6 or 7 months, we kept seeing like the same, meals on the menu.
Yeah.
So we kind of got bored with it, and I think that's why we just stopped. But now, I mean, they have endless, and
the food was good.
The food was really good.
It was really good.
It was really good.
I ain't gonna lie. Like the way they set it up, not only, okay, when you say HelloFresh, like it actually is true to name. You know what I mean? Like the food was super fresh.
It was fresh.
Every time they provided us with like whether it be cilantro or radish or whatever, I'm like, how do they get it this fresh?
I know. And the crazy part is the recipe that they give you to follow is so easy. Like you cannot mess up on these meals, and they're only like 30 minutes, and you getting like 3-4 course meals, not like no cheap looking stuff. I mean, like some really good, like, steak and pastas and tacos, stuff that you wouldn't even normally think to make. And it was just so easy to create these dishes. I think we should do it again, actually.
Yeah, Greg Riverbore, or Greg Noir.
Fancy.
He was like, tell me what y'all think about Blue Apron or HelloFresh, and someone put HelloFresh is good, but you're gonna have to add your own seasoning. I was like, no, you don't. You know what I mean? Like,
what?
Yeah, I know.
No,
one
you
person.
do
Yeah.
not.
You gotta make sure you do it. I was like, no, the
Who
way
was that, Eddie?
No, this is on Twitter. This is just some random, and it said that you gotta make sure you add your own seasoning. I was like, no, it's nothing like that because, obviously, you have to have a certain type of like you get to choose from anything.
Yeah.
So basically, I think we should kind of go down that direction.
We should. Well, I do remember it said to add salt and pepper. That's the only seasoning they don't provide you with, but you should have salt and pepper in your house. So that's the only thing I could think of. Other than that, it doesn't.
Dude, I don't think we have pepper right now. Yeah, I know we have salt.
I'm gonna add that to the list.
Yeah.
To my grocery list.
Yeah, and then Amazon. How are we gonna get groceries though?
Well, I'm sure that they're still delivering groceries. Walmart, they have.
You mentioned about the long lines.
Yeah, the lines are long right now, but I know that they did kind of like shorten their hours. But I feel like once they close, they're only going to do delivery only. Because I know a lot of restaurants and fast foods, they have been closing, but it's drive-through only and not dine-in. So I feel like grocery stores are still going to be doing the same thing. If they offer delivery services, I'm sure you can still get that done. I hope. There's no way they can close everything for 2 months and not expect people to go get food, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's an essential. It's like closing a hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Only you could close a grocery store like that.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this was an interesting combo as far as what we're going to do and what's to come based on this whole virus. And I hope everyone who's listening and, the people your friends and family, that y'all stay safe and that y'all practice. What is it?
Washing your hands.
No. Oh. Yeah. Washing your hands.
20 seconds.
Yeah. And social distancing.
Oh, yeah. They said 6 feet.
Yeah. I saw someone put a graph up of what the difference is. Like these little, like the, Pong where the balls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they had it where it's a bunch of balls in there and they hit each other. Like when it's all random, everything was getting infected.
Yeah.
And then it had it where when certain ones are standing still, it was less. But then when you only had a few people who go out, the recovery rate is 20 times higher.
Yeah.
When you, distance yourself. But,
right.
I think that a lot of this social distancing, which I recommend for everybody, is that it's not really about a belief because some people don't want to believe it.
Right.
It's more about, just having discipline.
Yeah, exactly. And then also, we live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of older families. And I feel like it's important to check on them too.
I checked on the neighbors today.
Right.
They're both, I think, over 70.
Yeah.
And, I checked to see if they needed anything. It's funny because he opened the door and said, "You stay right there." He said, "You stay right there." I was like, "Hey." And then we were just talking back and forth, and him and his wife were just quarantined. They said they're just going to isolate themselves for, the next 2 weeks because they said, what he said was kind of like a little bit sad, what I mean? Because he's like, we're on the list for if something happens, where, what I mean? And he kept using that snap, like, that's why we got to make sure we're good,
right?
So, but they appreciated us checking up because you got to be neighborly in these type of situations. Exactly. I'm trying to do what's best for those closest to me, around me, and hopefully that kind of trickles off to people around them.
Exactly.
But make sure you check on your loved ones. Make sure you check on your friends, especially the ones who are single.
Yeah.
Because also on Bly earlier, I was like, man, I gotta imagine suicide's got to be kind of crazy right now because the pressure that people are feeling, not only financially, but
just being alone.
Yeah, not only being alone, but like some people, what is that when you're scared that you're gonna get sick? It's a certain condition that people have. They always think they're sick.
Oh, I don't know.
Here we go again.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, and some people who are like that, especially at a time like this, get highly stressed because they, they're germaphobes and they think, oh man,
right.
So check on people around you. don't assume they're okay. And hope that, you stay safe. And anything else you want to part ways with?
No, just everybody stay safe, take care of each other, check on your loved ones, and, stay busy. Stay busy. Read books, go for a walk.
Yeah, read books.
Yeah, read books, go for a walk. Netflix is cool, but get some fresh air.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but Netflix, check out some shows.
We just watched, what's it called? Freaks.
Freaks was good.
You recommend Freaks?
I don't be want to recommend stuff because people be like, oh, it was crappy. Bly told me to watch it. So I don't recommend Freaks, but
Freaks was okay.
It was good.
It was good.
Like 4 stars.
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting because I feel like if their production, the graphics was a little higher, then I would have
given it a 5.
4.5.
Okay.
But the storyline, everything was, it kind of reminds you of Bird Box, if y'all remember Bird Box.
Yeah.
With Sandra Bullock. And it was very similar to that, but a little bit more intense because I was.
Oh yeah.
Because at first at the beginning I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
and then towards the middle,
I was like, "Be quiet, just listen."
And then towards the middle, I'm like, "Okay, this is something." I'm rooting for like people in this, you know. So
yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me on this bonus episode. Again, stay safe and love you. And remember to stay safe, hide your wife, hide your kids, and wash your hands.